It is the
podcast.
Podcast. Welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. I'm trying to change my cadence because you said you didn't like my sales pitch.
I'm fine. Could you just say a little closer to your mic?
Bring the table to me. Right.
No, you can do whatever you want. It's a girl's world.
It's a sales cars man's world.
It's a girl's world.
Welcome to the Baking It Down Podcast. We are your hosts, Heather and Corey.
I'll do what I want, and that's what I've always done.
You're and me. I'm Corey. If you didn't know, this is a spin-off from a group that is actually on Facebook, about 50,000 backers strong. And it's a great way to do an overlook. So me and Heather as admins of the group can see what's trending, what's happening, the ebbs and flows of the industry. And that's what we bring to your little ear holes each Tuesday.
You better believe it. And your ear,
that's all right. Words are new.
A little bit of a stroke, but I'm back. The ear holes will be blessed this week. Should I tell them that I changed the name to the Vendy Blendy on the Facebook group so they could pendy and they get it first?
You're letting them pen?
Anyone can pendy.
It's a tinge early.
I'm not going to promote it. It's because they're listening to the podcast, so they get super
I know
insider
Heather
information.
Does love you podcast listeners a little bit more than just the regular.
Because you had a one listen to my voice.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm already loyal to you. But you had to go that extra level each week and sit down and say, I'm going to imbibe information about my business.
Yeah.
So thus you get a little
So you
extra.
can be the first people.
Yeah, you can pendy for the Vendy Blendy. Actually, let's try this. What if I say penny for the Vendy Blendy and then they do it? But they can go to the group and make ambiguous posts about it.
You're unleashing a beast.
I know.
A beast. Amy's not even in the country to realize what you're doing.
Okay, scratch that. Just go pendy. What we wanted to talk about as we lie here in the trenches of the end of July, the beginning of August.
This is a weird time.
The true lowest point. In fact, Corey, I love to bring up trends.google.com. Trends.google.com, you can search any keyword, and I like to do sugar cookies, and you can see its search volume out of 100.
Okay.
Now, there's a little bit of a hidden thing. Out of 100, we don't know if 100 means 100,000, 100 million, or if it means 10. Okay. That's 100%. And I think if they added a percentage, we would understand it better. So I'm going to filter the term sugar cookies. So how many times sugar cookies is searched on Google?
Yeah.
Which is typically, it could be people learning, but typically it's people placing orders.
It is.
Right? So it gives us a good indicator of the market. Now, in the last 5 years, no surprise here, the year of COVID was the most searched. It's the highest. Yeah. It's the roof.
And the reason why is because a lot of people were shoved back into their houses.
And stores were closed.
And wanted something creative to do. So we had a lot of COVID business births.
Okay, so let me go to, and so that's our 100. We don't know what that means. We know that was peak, right?
Okay.
So our lowest trough is, I'm going to tell you right now, the lowest point, which is 9.
9?
So if Christmas is 100%, you're at 9%.
Is right now?
This is the lowest. It will be August. It switches back to 10. September 10 to 11. October it jumps up to 13. October into the first week of November 15. Third week of November 21. Fourth week 22. First week of December 44. And then we go to the COVID. I wish I could filter this by not like 5 years. I want to see it for the last 2 years. But either way,
we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the slowest part of the baker's year.
Yes. And you know what? I think a bunch of bakers are feeling it. The great thing is we're right around the corner from busy season. But
this
a
is
lot
a
of
time
times when we have lower business coming in, we seem to see things in a negative light.
How can you not? When December is just the license to print money, if I post a cookie class, it sells out in 2 minutes.
I am telling people you have to join my wait list. I can't bake anymore.
I'm booked for guys. I'm happy to announce I'm booked for November and December. I'm booked till the end of the year. Then we have like this where you're like, I'm a failure. I'm a loser. Nothing works. I don't work because I have nothing to work on. And then you're like, maybe I should. And Corey said, it's so funny. Everyone uses the same phrase, hang up the old apron.
They love to say, I'm hanging up the apron.
It's throwing the towel. It's a play on words and it's cute. But we're seeing a lot of aprons enter closets at this time. Yeah. It's max apronage getting hung. So what I like to focus on in these times is the mindset.
Mindset is everything. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, which is a mindset thing. Everything looks bad to you during the day. You stubbed your toe, instead of being like, wow, I stubbed my toe, but thank God I didn't stub the other 9.
But like I stubbed my toe, so the rest of the day is right. And it's that, and it's kind of annoying, like even that feel good motivational crap. Like it's, that's just pie in the sky. You're just, pretending, and it's not real, and it's not reality. It's not baked in reality. And, it's just lying to yourself. Your glass isn't half full. It truly is half empty. Right. But on the flip side, I do like listening to podcasts with interviews of the people who do focus on mindset. You can yawn. For non-YouTubers, Corey yawned with her mouth closed and try to act like she was interested in what I was saying. But, they say here, motivation is crap. Get it out the way. Motivation comes and goes.
Motivation does come
discipline.
And go.
It's showing up when there's no motivation consistently over a long period of time that creates a winner. So that's what today's podcast on. And we called it, you happening to your business, in which case you're like, that didn't go the way I want, but I'm making it happen. Or your business happening to you, where you're just this.
You're reactive. There's no proactive things. You are constantly in the trenches fighting for your life.
When a poster comes to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group and they have a business happening to me mindset, it's negative. It's, why isn't this working? And it's always worded this way. Is anyone else having the same struggle I am? And when you word it that way, and that's why I tell people, don't word, are you also not doing well? Because you're going to get 100 comments saying I'm not doing as well either. And it's going to help you.
Listen, I want to say there's studies that show that if you have a positive mindset, your life is just better, because instead of looking at everything as a struggle happening to you, you have a can-do attitude. So you're like, well, this is a little bit of a roadblock, but I see at the end of the tunnel, I will be successful by doing it. But if you are in a negative headspace, you're more apt to quit.
It's this kind of theory. And I was, I'm not a big, let's worship crystals. I'm not a tarot card person, right? I'm more of like, I think solid, I want to know where I stand, but I was looking into manifesting and I was like, is this crystal-y?
Yeah.
Is this crystal? And no hate to my crystal girlies, but I'm like, that's not really my vibe. So I was doing some research on it, and they were like, you got to think of it akin to, when you want to buy a car and you're like, oh, I really like white Range Rovers.
Yeah.
Suddenly in traffic, you notice an uptick of white Range Rovers. And it's because your brain had an affinity toward it. So now you seek it out subconsciously.
Yeah.
So that manifesting thing is, well, I'm going to manifest, just buku, selling out my next cookie class. Now you're going to actually be able to seek out ways. You're going to be like, that's a great thing to market my cookie class. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
If you say, well, I don't think cookie classes are for me, all of a sudden in the group, you're going to notice a lot of posts about people saying, I can't, cookie classes don't sell out.
And then you're like, yeah, see, I wasn't wrong.
So it is a mindset thing. I don't think it's like a, smoke and mirrors thing. I do think that what you look for is what you see. If you want to look for motivation, if you want to look for positivity, if you want to look for like, let me try, I can try
you
that.
Said, I'm no motorcyclist, but you said whatever you look at is where you'll head.
Object fixation.
Yeah.
If you ever see a motorcycle crash accident, it's not like a really big turn, but for some reason you can see that the motorcyclist got real tense and headed towards a guardrail.
Yeah. And you're like, why didn't you just turn the whole thing?
It's because they were so worried about heading towards a guardrail that their body subconsciously adjusted to head towards the guardrail because it's what they were focused on.
Yeah.
That's why when you're on a motorcycle, you look through the turn because you want to see where you want to go.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to not look at what you don't want to hit, to look beyond it at where you want to head.
There's in the Facebook group, the Sugar Cookie Market Facebook group, when someone's like, guys, I need some strategy. How can I need to sell the last 2 tickets for my class seats. There's just like minimal comments, maybe 4 or 5. When someone says, guys, is anyone having problems booking their classes? People's names I haven't seen in years pop up. Boom, 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 boom. It's worse. Never took it easy.
I haven't sold cookies in 5 years, but when I tried that one time, it didn't work. And I just want to let you know.
So I want to say, when you focus on the negative, you're going to find people who are focused there too.
Specifically when we're in the slowest time.
Yes.
Because now you feel like there's a lot of proof that you're not doing as well as you thought you would. But we got to realize we're just in their slowest. This is the slowest week.
Yeah.
This is the slowest week.
People are coming back from vacations.
Yeah.
Schools are getting ready to
start.
Our
schools are starting to tee up.
Oh, I'm getting ready to come face to face with that back to school bill.
I can
for
see
the back
you
to
told
school
your audience. I saw you make the post. You're going to see a lot of back to school stuff because I got to get you all ready for it.
Getting ready.
So we have some, and I'm going to call it a business victim mindset because when your business happens to you, you're just in a wave of emotion, in a reactive
very
mindset,
emotional. There's no level-headedness.
It's not a fun thing. You're not in control, and it feels very precarious to be out of control. Then there's you happening to your business. You know, I can't lie and say that all good things happen to business owners.
No.
It's real in the field. It's a struggle bus. But you can happen to that.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, that hurt my shin, but I'm not going to never walk again.
Yeah.
We're going to go to, what's it called when they rehab, and we're going to learn how to walk better. So number one, let's say you signed up for a farmer's market and it was a rain day, which we're entering in. Corey and I washed our cars on Sunday. Yeah. Of course, it'll rain today. You guys are thank us for that rain because we washed the cars. Yeah. So it was bound to happen.
This past weekend, went to support another local baker who had a kind of farmer's market event. And the weather was great. And we're like, oh, aren't you so happy? And she's like, this was great. This was great. I couldn't imagine if it would have rained.
Right. So let's pretend it did. Worst case scenario. This is the business happening to you. So this is that negative one. This is where you're reactive. You're not in control. It's just you're getting punched left and right.
Yeah.
You baked everything. You had high hopes for sale. Now you're sulking so you come to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group and you said, guys, I had the best laid plans of mice and men. I had all this stuff baked. It rained out and now it's going to spoil. Can I put them in the freezer? Well, at least you're just
yeah.
That is sad.
That's sad.
That's odd.
The rain happened to you and now you're just a puddle.
Right. And really, the rain is out of control. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but you're also not right. You're not happening to your business. You're letting your business take you for a roller coaster ride. And if you listen to Ashley on the YNAB, the budgeting podcast, she said, we're in a constant state of trying to make the roller coaster ride as boring as possible, to even out the ups and downs. This one is you happening to your business. You do a rain day flash sale Facebook Live. Their loss is these other people's gain. You donate the leftovers to a local community group to get reviews within the group rules. Yeah. Right. So you take this and we humans love to get something that somebody else missed out on.
Absolutely.
So instead of saying none of it's sold,
and you're just silently making a post in Sugar Cookie Marketing. Instead, we're going to dust the rain.
You're going to take that
rain boots
and say, do I look wet? Well, I am because it poured on this farmer's market, but my cookies are just as fresh as this morning and you guys get them at a deal. Now, you're going to say, well, I don't want to sell them at a loss. We're not. We're going to sell them at a discount. We're not going to sell them at a loss, right? So if we have a baked in 20% profit, let's say we sell them at a 5% profit. We still make our sales. We still come out ahead.
Yeah.
And we don't let the business take us to our knees. Because one thing, if you let the business take you to your knees every time, you'll be beat down in no
you're going to be like, business is not for me. This is a wild ride and I didn't have my seatbelt on.
Yeah, I think a lot of us don't have our seatbelts on because we didn't start a business. We started baking for fun. Somebody went an order. We bought more stuff. We needed to, start.
The thing is, when you start a business, it's so slow and it's so planned and it's methodical. I posted this and I got one sale. That's very palpable, easy to digest. When you're in the throes of it, anything can throw you. You have a million things going on. You could have been baking, but they canceled their order. And now all those kind of things. Yeah. And that will throw you.
More money, more problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, next one. Now, Corey and I actually lived through this one, so we can talk about it ourselves. A low-attended vendor event. So last year, I think it was called the Wedding Vendor Podcast. Yeah. If you want to go back
Not podcast, but event, but yeah.
Yeah, but we did a podcast on it.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to go listen to what that was, you can kind of get the shock and awe that I think 3 to 5 people showed up. But there was probably 40 vendors, and we were there for hours and hours at this stunning venue. So, okay. You can complain to management that you should. Oh, I'm sorry. You can pack up early and leave, right? Complain to a local community group.
You know what? I won't ever comment, but I will pull up some popcorn and read whatever.
I'm going to read every single thing you and everyone in the comment section said because it is fair. That was unfair to you to donate your, to invest your time. Sometimes there's a fee. Did we pay a fee? I know we had to take out insurance.
No fee.
I know we had to do single day event insurance. And there was what? Nobody was unsafe. There was nobody there.
Yeah, I had to make a dozen cookies. And then we used Eddie to print there. So we had to make whatever that was.
A lot of time. Corey got her husband to come. So that was 3 people's entire day wasted. It was a little hot outside, if I remember.
It was toasty.
Okay, now what Corey did, and I was impressed with this, she had brought her DSLR camera to take content, right? Because we wanted to take some photos of a vendor event. It was the first time we were trying that Eddie thing, print to cookie, which now they've since come out with the software.
I feel like a trendsetter there.
Right. So instead, Corey went to every vendor and said, can I take some photos for you? I'd love to grab a business card. I'll shoot you an email with them.
Yeah.
But because we were at a wedding expo, we were talking to the fertile burb.
Yeah,
she was a florist.
There was florists. There was event planners there. There was the balloon arch people.
And all of these people share the same target audience without necessarily even being in the same industry. You know, we have the balloon people, the floral people. Now, that Corey is the cookie person. And now with your powers combined, that floral person, well, I know this person and I can't. And Corey was able to grab their business cards and send them photos of themselves at the vendor event. It was great content. It was a really high quality photo. And it was able to turn what was a truly waste of time into a strategy to make the most of the least.
Yes.
That's business happening to you. Well, I'm going to leave early. This is ridiculous. And you're right. It was ridiculous. You'd have every right to leave early. Complaining a local community group is fair.
Yes.
But you happening to business is you're like, okay, this isn't it. However, I'm going to make it as the most I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there was a local ladies group who sponsored it. That barn sponsored it. The location. If I wanted to dog on the event, I would be dogging on that barn. The barn was gorgeous, and there's going to be a lot of weddings happening there. So do I want to risk it to get my voice heard?
Well, you feel real good. That short term feel real good. And that long term, you're never getting invited to most of it. So I really like that you had taken that. And I even see that as an opportunity there.
Thank you.
Another one. Okay, so this one I see. This one will start cropping up here soon. Don't care though, because it's about Christmas. So bring the questions. You go to your holiday market. You've paid for. It's always a banger sellout, but there's a lot more bakers there than usual. In fact, you thought you were going to be the only one.
Yeah.
It is so easy to get that tunnel vision and see. All you can see the whole day is the other baker's line.
Literally, customers are walking by you, but you have the death stare over at the other baker's.
Yeah, and you just got that like festering disgruntledness.
Yeah.
And then, so you're going to say, this is that first thought. And I see the question, how should I word this email to management that they told me I'd be the only one and I wasn't the only one and we were selling very similar products? Listen, you have every right to. That is unfair, especially when they tell you guys you're the only one and suddenly we got somebody who was doing sourdough and then added some cookies to it, right? And you're like, well, that really took away from my offerings. Here's what I'm going to do. You can sit in your pity party. It'll be a party of one. And it doesn't, you have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is go connect with the baker. Now, this is tough. This is if you're already in a bad
your
space.
Big girl apron on and tying up that back extra tight.
If you go ask the baker, hey, I know we're heading into our busy season. Sometimes I'm booked. I'm out of town. Would you be able to handle some of my overflow orders? I just love to have somebody in my back pocket. Now, I'm gonna challenge you on this one. Corey and I, we have a cookie class on Saturday. We always teach together. That means every dollar through that door is already, I lose half of it.
Yeah.
That, gross net. Otherwise, Corey takes half of everything. The womb,
yes.
the womb, the class, the room,
everything.
The womb and the room. But when I partner with Corey, I don't bake, right? So it's easy for me to see this logic. Mm-hmm. Since I don't bake, I need to partner with somebody who bakes so I can make the money. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, but I'm losing 50%. No, I'm gaining 50% because it would be 0% if I'd done it by myself. So ask that baker, hey, curious, would you be interested in teaching classes together, cookie classes? Now you say, well, but then I'm splitting it. But now you can handle a room of double the amount because you have more instructors, right?
Yeah.
So what we do in cookie classes, I don't bake, but I can tell you what you're doing wrong with that icing bag.
Yeah.
I do the narration. Corey comes through and helps them with, their specific issue.
I want to tell you the value that someone feels coming into class, having someone talk at you and then someone over your shoulder saying, hey, I would just do it this way so you could have XYZ.
It also creates a lot less dead air. So silence, I know when Corey's decorating, she's not talking. Corey will be like, Heather's going to start narrating like a horse race.
Yeah.
And we get in here, she comes around the edge and then she goes up to the right and then she's taking another right.
You might hear what Heather says. Shut up, Heather. I don't even teach classes. I don't want the baker over there. Here's the thing. Your community of bakers is going to be something that you feed and they feed into you. Last week, someone asked for cookies, but she didn't want to drive from Alexandria. A lot of people do drive from Alexandria. She was not the one. So I was able to suggest bakers who decorate in a similar style to me. And a baker took her and got that sale. I have watered a local baker.
Mm-hmm. So that competition, and this is where, to disclaimer or to clarify, I'm big about community over competition. That doesn't mean that you go grab the baker's cookies and throw yours away and say, I'm going to sell them for you from my booth as well. That's not community over competition. We're still a business. We're still a for-profit business. We got to make money. We got to work strategically. What I mean over community competition is you can sell the same product I'm selling. I'm not going to spit on you for it.
No.
I'm going to look at you. I'm going to do a SWOT analysis and see if I can see what you're doing great. And I'm going to take that back to the drawing board. And what you have a gap, I'm going to see if I can fill that myself. And that's business.
That's smart.
But I'm also going to say, do you want to join hands
also,
on classes?
If someone comes over to my booth and they're like, do you have anything that has almond in it? I love the taste. I don't bake with almond, but Baker down the road does. And she actually does. And she has some over there.
That is community over competition. What I don't want is like, do you bake with almond? No, I don't. And you shouldn't buy from them because sometimes it tastes like soap.
Yeah.
Right. That's the opposite of that. So I think sometimes people are like, community over competition means I should help them sell at my loss. That's not it. Yeah. That's it. It's a nuanced thing. But I'm going to say, if you partner with somebody on classes, okay, I have an example. There's a lady in where Corey lives. The wild part is we don't teach classes where Corey lives. It's not really convenient to me. We actually teach classes far from both of us.
I know, but the location was free. So
the location was free and the pockets be deep over there. Yeah. We have a member, she sells sugar cookies where Corey lives. Okay, she's taking our class on Saturday. And she signed up for the Cookie College. She actually signed up for the year. She wants to teach classes in where they live. Well, guess who doesn't teach classes there?
Me.
What if I said to her, hey, do you want to teach a class together? Let's find a room where we can handle 30 people. I bet you that lady would be like, absolutely.
Well, what if I was like, I don't think you would be a good fit for the college because we live in the same area. And I really don't want you to teach what I'm teaching, even though I don't teach it in the area that I'm living in.
Yeah. So it's that's what community or competition is. Like, I hope she starts teaching classes in your area because I would love to send those people to somebody because right now they're not driving us. Might as well keep that money in the industry area. So that is kind of that one. So when we move on to now, okay, let's go to cookie classes as an example. This one, at one point, Corey Miracle would have sent you spiraling.
Listen, because you don't bake, you don't understand.
Cookie classes, a group of 6 cancels. They came down with COVID. It's an untouchable excuse, and you only had 10 seats. That means we're down to 4 people, which is actually below the threshold that Corey and I will teach a class. But these people have canceled 2 days before class because that's how sickness works.
Yeah.
And your other option is to tell them, you have to show up or you don't get your money back. So now you got a room full of sick people.
4 people.
Yeah. 4 people get, and then you already, because I know what's happened. The thought is not all 6 of you are sick.
Right. Well, okay, it's one was sick and they wanted to hang out.
They wanted to go together. So that's an easy one to let your mindset just spiral.
I'm going to have to cancel the class.
The other option, business happening to you, is you cancel the class because you didn't meet the threshold. Now, not only do you have 6 people not going, you have 4 people upset because it's only 2 days.
Right. And you were there. You were their entertainment for
I did everything right. I met the minimums. It's not my fault that the other people, as an attendee, it's not my fault. It's not your fault as a baker that 6 people canceled. Now, you could say, well, I have what I would do for those 6. Now, this is you happening to your business. For the 6, I would say, hey, guys, I can hold your spot. We can't do refunds but we can add a credit. So you guys want to put you down for the next class? It's going to be a blast. I know one of you sick. Hopefully, everyone feels better by then, right? Yeah. So we still maintain that. Now, we got these 4 people to deal with. Now, here's what I'd do. I'd go to my social media. I'd do BOGOs. There is a math problem here. What's the minimum money I need to make plus a little profit? We've already baked the goods, so we're already out that. So let's not, instead of canceling and losing even more, let's see if we can do a buy one, get one on the last 3. So I need to sell just 3 more tickets. It gets me 6 more people.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but it's a strategy. It's staving off the bleed.
Having a class full of 10 people, even though there's buy one, get one, you now have 10 people who are turned into referral sources if you knock the class out of the park.
Here's what Corey and I do. People wonder how we sell out of classes. It's no magic pill. I tell the people in the class on Saturday, our Christmas classes will always sell out. If you want to guarantee yourself a seat, if you liked today, as soon as you get home, I'm going to send you that link. Get your spot. Reserve it because it won't be there for much longer. Corey and I sell out of our classes because we get current people sitting in the room to buy them.
Yeah, so those 6 people, now they're a referral source. They could be in the next class.
Remember, they were never coming in the first place. Yeah. Now we got 50% of our money back that we needed. We could possibly get 150% and we can sell them on that next class.
And nothing is better than saying, hey guys, if this class is hard, but you have an event coming up, I work with Mixing Bowl Cookie Company. I can make it happen. And now you know.
Corey makes a decent number of sales from people who take the class and realize how difficult it is.
Yeah, vice versa. people who order from me come to class.
I love it when they do that. They're always like, wow, I didn't realize this was so difficult. I see why your prices are your prices. So that is how I handle that. Now, again, you can see in all these, none of these you happening to your business is the 100% win.
No.
It's always a compromise. But the other one is also a compromise, but you lose more.
Yes.
Right? So we're just trying to lose less. We're trying to say, okay, this wasn't ideal. You can be mad, be upset, be annoyed, be frustrated, and then say, what can I do here? What can I be to my business? Another great example, custom order canceled due to a family death after the order's already baked.
This was me.
See, we all know what the business happening to you is. Okay, here's one. You're going to enforce your non-refundable deposit and you're going to lose them for life.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You guys have to have some sort of grace and be able to wiggle around your...
I say our policy, it's me and the client against the policy.
Yes.
So the policy allows us the option to bend the policy.
Yeah.
You are 100% right to enforce your non-refundable deposit. You are 100% in the right. You are allowed to do that. However, what do you want the long-term outcome to be here? I had somebody come into the marketing group and they said, the client, it was a cake. The cake fell apart in travel.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a 7-hour drive in the hot. Obviously, the client made a mistake, right? So, and she was like, I tell them in my policies, after it's out of my hands, it's no longer my problem.
Sure.
So I said, hey, you covered in your policy. You 100% are allowed to tell her, it sucks. So sorry for you. Anyways, I'm going to go enjoy my day in air conditioning.
Yeah.
I said, but what do you want from us? Because the group's not allowed to call your client an idiot. We know that the client made a mistake here. They've sent you a picture. The client wasn't blaming anyone. It was
a statement and a photo. That's what it was.
It was really simple. Yeah. And she said, she's like, this has been a consistent client for me and I'd like her to state that. And I said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make a bit of a bend of our own policies here. She's like, and I really don't feel like I should have to refund the whole thing. So we did a partial refund so that lady, 7 hours away now, could find a local bakery and just get something. To stay, that they have something. It's not ideal, but it's decent. And then the lady was super stoked.
That's very nice.
However, the baker had every right to say, absolutely, it's your problem. Yeah. It's not my problem. I already did my side. I did 100% of what I promised you. My policy stated, she's like very explicitly told her how to transport it. It was a mistake, right? For this one, I like this one. Corey said, offer to roll over their deposit. Remember, it's a non-refundable deposit, so we don't want to lose that money. But say, hey, listen, it's a non-refundable deposit, but let me work with you on this. Yeah. What if, and I'm so sorry for the loss of your family, what if we push this off to a future order for you? Yeah. Right? I'll keep your deposit there. And when you're ready, when you guys have, done, come back to me and we can figure this out. Now, take that baked product, and we talked about this on the past podcast. If you donate something to the Prince William County Police Department, some genius there will take a picture of them holding the product and tag your business page. Yeah. So, because you already baked the product.
I know. It's been made.
Right. As long as it's not like too specific, I don't think the Prince William County Police Department will care.
They don't care if it's specific or not.
Those men are going to eat something. Yeah. So we've lost our pay. We've lost our time.
Yeah.
Okay. But how do we compromise on that? So we keep the client because we said, okay, listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the thing. I'm not going to make you come get something you can't get if you're out of town for a funeral. Let's stay this. So we kept the client, and now we've taken that full loss and made it less of a loss because we've used it as a strategic marketing thing.
This happened to me this week, and I had to make a judgment call. I confirmed with her on Friday for the order this Friday. So I always give 1 week in case something happens. I've had babies born in that time, and we're supposed to do baby showers. So I always like to confirm a week out. She confirmed a week out, but just last night said her grandmother passed away, and she understands if I can't do anything. But they have canceled the party. The party was slightly specific. It was if you give the mouse a cookie. And it's this little mouse holding a cookie. It's a theme. Here's the thing. I hadn't made the cookies. I had just put the final details on the cake pops, the 2 dozen cake pops she did. Marketing head on, instead of being like, how dare you? You have to get these and take these to the funeral. Cake pop shaped as cookies. It's bizarre. I said, instead, let me get on Etsy, find a cookie tag that says One Smart Cookie.
Genius.
The local schools go back next week. This is a great way to get out the fact that I even offer cake pops and get a little one in each of these little kids' hands.
Now, I set up Corey's forum, so I know that she has her policy state that you cannot do that.
Yeah.
She has every right to tell that lady, I'm so sorry about Granny, but you're going to come and get these mousy cake pops. But now Corey's able to, likely that client will come back to you.
Sure.
At one time. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
But that baker does not have a bad taste about how you handle customer service.
Yeah, the customer doesn't have that bad taste.
I see in another group I was reading, and everyone's like, never, ever, ever refund because you've just trained that client that you're willing to get walked over. I think that's a business happening to you. I want to
say though, have you ever gone to Target and returned something because it didn't fit? Should you be forced to have it because it didn't fit?
Mm-hmm.
No, I bought a hose from Target and I said, oh, wow. Yeah, I thought it could reach my car. It barely reached the front stoop. And I was like, I'm going to return this and get a bigger one. But should I, because I made a mistake and I didn't measure before I went to Target, have to keep the hose that doesn't work? Because now I'm going to be like, well, Target didn't take back the hose.
Mm-hmm. I had we sell a digital product in the Cookie College. The problem with digital products is it's instant downloads. Mm-hmm. So the refund doesn't work because you already had access to the products. I had somebody sign up during the Midsummer membership sale for the digital downloads, and she was like, hey, these don't fit for me. I've clicked through all, which is okay. That's the problem with an instant download. And she was like, can I get my money back? And I was like, hey, you know what? Don't tell anybody I'm doing this for you. Here's your money back.
It says this is an instant download.
I know. Does it bug me? I'm like, are you trying to get one over me? Odds are they just are not a good fit.
Sure.
Odds are that lady was like, oh man, I couldn't see what they were until I got there.
Yeah.
And odds are she'll now still like, okay, they still handled me. They bent their policy to make me have a better experience.
Yeah. Do you have to bend your policy so far? No, you don't. And that's why saying holding their non-refundable deposit to a future order, fantastic. Class credit to a future class, perfect.
And with this lady, Stripe doesn't give its fees back. I didn't refund the Stripe fees because I didn't have them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, here's your refund, but I'm not going to lose money because technically if you refund 100% in Stripe, you've eaten the Stripe processing fees. So that was my compromise. Like, hey, you know what? You're probably not out to get me. You probably wasn't like, I know what I'll do. I'll get all of our digital downloads and then I'll cancel. That's not most people's thing. And so you got to kind of look at, like Corey said, put their shoes on. Yeah. Oh, shoot. This probably wasn't the perfect fit. Yeah. So, okay. It is frustrating though.
Uh-huh.
It is okay frustrating to be annoyed.
Sometimes I'll walk down to my husband and I'm going to say a story to you. I don't need any feedback. I'm just going to get these words out of my body and continue about my day. And I'll just spill it out and then I'll head on out.
I was listening to a book Ashley made me listen to. It's called Validation. And they say nobody wants the fix. We know how to fix it.
Yes.
They want to say it and they want you to be like, wow, I hate that. I would hate that. And you're like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I'll figure it out. But if you say that, and they're like, well, you should just give me your money back. No, I don't want to.
What's funny is my husband, I told him about like validating. And he was like, I'm going to be honest. I used it in my day job. He's a cop. And he's like, I used it. He was like, at the end of the day, someone leaving their car unlocked and it getting stolen or broken into, they know they should have locked their car. So him coming with his big old little outfit saying, you should have locked your car. Like, that's insult to injury. Uh-huh. He said, but I found that people are less defensive when I'm like, gosh, what way to wake up on a Tuesday? That's got to feel the worst.
It's delicious to be validated. Yeah. It is delectable. So, validate yourself. That sucks. That was unfair.
Yeah.
That is so disrespectful that they would make you bake those cookies and then grandma,
how dare she die?
Yeah. So, and then you say, okay, but in their shoes, how would I want to be treated?
In their shoes, how would I want to be treated? I would want someone to say, I'm so sorry you're having to go through this. Consider it. We're good to go. Holding your thing for a future order. Let me know whenever works for you.
And there's always that thought that maybe grandma didn't die. Maybe, I tell Corey, jokingly, whenever I send out something that has to an email list of 100, for example, the cookie collab.
Yeah.
I said these cookie collabs are killing off family members left and right because so many people are like, I can't do it. Somebody's passed away. Have all these people passed away? If so, I need to stop sending emails.
I know.
However,
you're the Grim Reaper of emails.
Likely people are like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't know how to get out of it. We can't touch death, so I'm going to say this. Whether or not it's right or wrong, and probably some of them are true, and probably a lot of them are not, because that would be ridiculous. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I get why they're doing it. They're like, I don't want you to know I don't want to do this. So I'm going to use this third-party thing. And I hope you don't see through it because you got 5 of these emails in the last 3 minutes. If you guys drop out of a cookie collab, you don't need to confess it. You just don't participate.
Let them confess. Okay. They just need to say it into the abyss.
We'll be holding a funeral procession for all of you. Okay, this one's 6. My social media reach is down. I took a poll about this in the last week's podcast. We talked about social media reach. It was very interesting. I was showing Corey this. We had the midsummer membership sale. I spammed the crap
you did.
at everybody.
Yeah,
and I even said, like, hey, at the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah.
Apologize. I wanted, and a lot of you guys were very gracious in commenting and liking, but I pulled up a post I made. It was like one of the countdowns.
Mm.
I had 2 hearts. You're looking at them right here.
Yeah.
1 comment. You're looking at it right here. That was the only engagement this
You're
post
like,
had.
Corey and Heather both commented on their same post.
Absolutely. You're always going to see me comment.
You will.
I want to let you know so the engagement so low. But I said, Corey, when you go to Facebook Business Suite app, right? When you click on that post and you click on View Insights, I said it was viewed by 1,500 people. Remember, we talked about the metric.
If 1,000 people saw your stuff.
And 1,500 people did see a lame post.
Yeah.
So anyways, we talked about that last week. When reach is down, like what to kind of look at. Make sure you're looking at the right metric. One post had no engagement other than me and you, and it had 4 link clicks.
That's a lot of link clicks.
If you said, Heather, if you post a countdown, you'll make a sale every time you do, but nobody will touch it, you better believe you're going to see some of the countdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when social media reaches down, it was and pure irony. We had somebody actually give me the real world case study of this just a minute ago. Corey had posted an inspo quote. What was it quote?
It was,
I hope everything good happens to you this month.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you fully book out for August. It was like, I wish you guys the best. And then we had this lady 2 seconds ago. She didn't even like the page.
Randomly.
She just commented. She just expanded every comment section of someone saying like, hey, I'm going to make this work for me. Thank you so much for the encouragement. And she said, you should quit. Cookies don't work for me.
Yeah.
She just went, and I had to cut her loose. She wasn't even there to cut loose.
Well, here's the thing. She probably gave up cookies years ago when she felt like she wasn't being paid for her time. Whatever her story is.
She had said, if you work 3 hours and nothing, it was quite a tirade. Yeah. And she was just going comment by comment, right? Because you're like, it doesn't work for me. So I almost don't want it to work for anybody else, because if it works for everybody else and not me, I'm a failure. But if we all fail, then we're all together.
Then it's good.
That's the business happening to you mindset right there. So thank you.
Random lady.
Thank you, Monica, for the example. But you happening to your business, you're going to say, hey, I know that it's working for some people. And I know that gap between why it's not working for me and why it's working for some people is knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'm going to figure out where I can get that knowledge if it is signing up for the Cookie College, which we're doing. And I'm going to talk about this in the next point. We're doing a community group challenge to turn community groups into referral powerhouses for coming up the holiday season. Yeah. Or you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go to Sugar Cookie Marketing, the absolutely free place to get asked these questions. And I'm going to say, hey guys, what would you post today if you wanted to get engagement tomorrow? Like, what would you post and where would you post it and how would you post it? And what have you posted? And then you're going to keep working at that. Or you're going to say, and I see this a lot, Facebook doesn't work for me, so I deleted my page.
Yeah. I don't post to Instagram. I never get business.
A lot of these things, you'll see me post to Instagram. You see me post to Threads.
Yeah.
You'll see me post to Threads. You see me post to a blog post. You'll see me send out a newsletter, because at every minute, people are seeing this stuff, whether or not they engage. And that was a very great example, that 1,500 person reach on a post.
Absolutely.
That was a number.
Yeah.
It added no value.
But if you're so focused on little things like, nobody ever likes my post, so I'm stopping. If some people would love to get 100 people to view their post, and you're mad that you got 2 likes and 1,500 views, not every post is going to make sales. So that's just the nature of the beast.
Not every post is going to go viral, and not every post is even going to look like anyone looked at it, but they are. Corey and I have this phrase, posting up a meme and seeing you guys enjoy it is a highlight.
Yeah.
I like that you like what I think is funny.
Yeah.
Corey and I will screenshot them when they do good, but when we do bad, we call it going down with the ship. We don't dirty delete. If it wasn't if it didn't land, if they didn't understand how you wrote it, you just go down with the ship.
I'll just send Heather a meme I make with its 2 likes both being me. And I'll be like, am I dumb?
So that instead of it doesn't work, I'm walking away from it completely. It's that Edison thing, whether the quote's real or not. I found 99 ways it doesn't work. So I'm about to find the way it does.
Yeah.
Got 99 problems, but reach ain't one.
The thing is to say it didn't work for me, so it can't work for anybody else, but to see so many people succeeding at it around you, like you've got your blinders on, you're seeing the glass half empty at all points.
Yeah, you see those posts go up, right? And somebody's like, I just had, and apparently nobody ever heard this phrase in their whole life, a bumper crop month. And look at all this green, look at the reaches up, the engagement up, the sales are up. And then you have somebody, well, it doesn't work for my area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, papoo. Listen, my papooer.
Yeah.
Papooing upon my parade. You don't want them to succeed because it shines a light on your lack of success.
Yeah.
However, we've all been unsuccessful.
For sure.
That bumper crop lady, she's not telling us about that one time.
The reason why she had a bumper crop is because the last one wasn't a bump.
The bumper crop is a comparison to a non-bumpy crop.
Yeah.
So you got to say that, like, okay, wow, it's working for them. Instead of like, it doesn't work for me. What if you said, what did you do that got you here?
Yeah.
Because I would love to crack that code. Yeah. Community group marketing. Now, in the Cookie College, we do these monthly challenges there every other month. And we're doing community group marketing. Now, I'm finding a lot of people are like, whoa, now that I've actually looked at my local community groups, they're not very well managed. They're not very well posted to. There's no direction.
Yeah.
Yesterday's challenge was to comment on the last admin's post, the admin's last post. And someone's like, that was 2023. Should I still comment?
No.
So it's like, shoot. Community groups, it works so well for other people. It doesn't work for my area. I always see that one. Next door isn't popular in my area.
Yeah.
Community groups aren't good in my area. They don't allow us to sell in my area. That's a business happening to you. Groups don't allow sales. They don't recommend you. There's too much competition. There, this group is too full of competition. I'm not going to post it anymore. Wrong answer. Business happening to you happening to your business, you become the most active.
You're seeing a desolate group, and that is prime pickings right there.
Yeah, you have no competition.
You have no one's became the cookie lady of the group.
You're like, but it's not a valuable group to me yet.
Yet
you're going to be the value.
You're going to make the value of the group.
Implement new strategies. See what could work better. So in the Cookie College, I think today's challenge is posting a meme. But we're also using the Cookie College, that thread, post memes that work for you.
Yes.
Which is one that I took from a community group that was working well in community groups is what you have too much of. I have too much of baking edition.
Yes.
Now what you do is I have too much of, Fairfax, Virginia edition.
Yeah, we went through a super hot spell these past couple of weeks, and there's this meme. I've shared it for 1 zillion years, but it's a person holding their steering wheel with a baking mitt. And I say I've never been so prepared in my life. It's related to baking. They're wearing a...
And Corey posted on the hottest day. Now it's cooled down a bit.
Yeah.
So now we'd find another meme that works real well because we're going to say, this community group isn't going to happen to me. I'm going to happen to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the admins be like, oh, this group is very valuable. This group is very interesting. And now what we got the Cookie College members doing is they're going, yesterday we did leave 5 comments on other people's posts.
Yes.
We're going to ask a question. We're going to leave a recommendation. We're going to post a meme. We're going to, whatever it is, but we're not going to sell until the end of the month. That's the wild part, right? So we're really going to turn community groups into powerhouses because we are doing the footwork for it.
The vice versa, being like, I went to the group, there's no good post.
Let me tell you what, the final solution, make your own group. Everyone likes to complain about events. Nobody likes to be one.
Nobody likes to that one.
It is hard to be an admin of a group. It is hard to create a valuable group.
Really is.
But it just takes time in the saddle. And that time you spent complaining about community groups, you could have spent making your own.
When someone comes to the SEM group and they're like, what should I post in my local community group? And I see comments, don't post there. It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of your time.
First off, that wasn't the question that I asked. But secondly, you wasted your time, but did you really put the strategy in there? Did it happen to you though? And you're like, well, I'm giving up. Community groups are dumb.
We'll go as far as to delete content like that in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group where it's like, hey, is everyone else failing as well? Because it does not create the environment where we want to manifest people making sales because their mindset is pointed in the right way. And you're saying, well, but it's not working for me. Right. How can you word that question to get it to work for you?
So instead of being like, guys, anyone facing slow sales this week? Listen, Heather pulled up the Google report. We're all facing low sales. It's the slowest week of the year. Instead of saying that, which is broad, there's nothing strategic that we can go on there. You want to say something like, I tried to post in my local community group. This is the caption that I used. I included a link. I didn't get any shares, but 4 people saw it. Is there a way I can word this?
Say, hey, put that link in the comments. Test it. It's the links. Facebook doesn't want to send out links, so that posting real. See what works.
Is something we can strategize with. Is anyone feeling?
Let's strategize. Who's the biggest loser here?
Yeah,
anybody beat me?
What it does is it brings these people who want to see negativity. They want the business to always be happening to them, and they find each other in the comment section, and that's where I see the aprons hanging up. All these aprons be hanging up from this one thread.
I'd say, I'd be as bold as saying, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're hanging up your apron, I don't want you to tell somebody that in a comment section asking for strategies. I don't want to know that you hung up your apron and somebody asking how to make more sales.
Yeah.
You're not adding to it. You're letting your business happening to you, and you want it to happen to other people.
And there is so many reasons why people hang up their aprons. Throw the towels in. I really like saying hanging up the apron. There's so many reasons why people hang up their aprons, but there's so many different variables between you and the person you're commenting on. It probably isn't their time to hang it up.
Right. Corey, back on that one meme went viral. I'm using the word exceptionally loosely.
Yeah.
That pink thing you wrote about the inspo of selling out August has gotten into some feeds. And some lady wrote, and it was on Sunday, I think I was sitting with family, and she was like, I wish I never, ever started with cookies. It was such a waste of my time. I quit years ago. What a waste.
Yeah.
And I said, what I want to say is take your negative Nancy buns out of my thread. But instead I said, hey, got to really dial in that marketing. Have you considered teaching cookie classes? It's one of the lowest cost, highest margin things that we offer. And it's a way to make that money back real quick. And she writes back, my husband won't let me. So it wasn't cookies. It wasn't cookies. And I guarantee you if I said, well, here's how to get new husbands, she would have been like, the government won't let me. Get married 2 of them. Whatever. She wanted to hang up the apron. She didn't want me to tell you, here's how to get your apron out of the closet.
She wanted you to validate her.
And I'm sorry. It's hard for me to be a business-focused podcast content creator and then say, let me validate why you've walked away from this. Unfortunately, I got to validate the person who's like, that sucks.
I know.
But here's what I'm going to do to make it right.
Right.
I'm probably not going to be great at validating. I'll probably be like,
we'll validate when the cookie industry goes kapooey. When people stop eating.
I validated the lady with the cake that fell apart.
Yeah.
I said, you did great. You got your bases. You got everything base covered. What do you want from here?
Yes.
So you did right. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
But it's hard for me to validate a negative Nancy mindset.
I know.
Sorry for the Nancys out there.
Negative Nancy.
Nancy's and Karen's just got a bad.
I know a bad rap.
I just know Heathers are in for it. There's too many of us.
Your name wasn't used as much back in the day, and it's definitely not popular now.
If I walked into the mall and I said Heather, say I, the whole mall.
Really?
There's Heathers everywhere.
Corey, say I. Just me.
There's another Corey.
There's a few of us out there. Few of us out there.
The few, the proud, the worries. And then my last one, then we'll cut this short. Total flop on a pre-sale. The typical thing is pre-sales don't work. That one is probably the one I see the most of.
Absolutely.
Pre-sales don't
like them.
Pre-sales are very odd. They're very, the word is weird.
The word is odd.
Pre-order is what I typically hear it as, but pre-sales, that's kind of what the bakery industry seems to really like. This is the solution. This is you happening to your business. My audience wasn't conditioned for pre-sales and what they are yet. I'm going to stay consistent at it because if I do this for a year, I think I could get them to latch on to it.
Yes. Here's the thing. With pre-sales, consistency is key. If you offer pre-sale once and then you don't offer for another 6 months, they're going to find someone else who offers them year round.
But pre-sales are kind of weird to wrap your head around because here you went buying from a vendor show where the cookies are baked. And now I'm buying before the cookies baked.
Yeah.
Bakers love it because it really allows you to...
You can hone in. One, you're making a single line of colors. Unless you're offering a billion presets. But let's just say you're offering a turtle holding a pencil. Okay. You're making green.
That's very specific.
You're making yellow.
And then you know exactly how much you got to bake.
Yes. Yeah. It's great for the end user because then one, you chose the cutter, you chose the tag, you chose everything.
But you went from your client saying, I want that, I can pick it up tomorrow, to now telling your client, say, I want that, you can pick it up in 2 weeks. That's a very different.
It is.
Order flow.
So I, as someone who really focuses heavy on custom orders, because I like my months planned out in advance, I could do a pre-sale tomorrow and have it flop. Because no one in my audience understands the pre-sale because they've never bought from me. They are used to these 12 to 24 cookies, the 1 dozen, 2 dozen. Never have they bought a singular mini attached to a piece of paper.
I'm going to say this. The Midsummer membership sale wrapped up on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Turns out it was an 8-day sale. Thank you, nobody, for correcting me for the last month.
We're just letting you live your dreams.
I was living a dream until living La Vida Loca got me feeling loco. But we talked about the Midsummer membership sale for over 2 months. You saw it here first on the podcast, A Little Rumor, and the last month everything turned green, and I never want to see the color green again.
Last week everything was green,
and it was just like, this is what we're doing. But I think sometimes bakers like, I made 2 posts, it didn't sell out. It's not for me.
Yeah, done.
Like, I'm so sorry. Do you see how long movies promote themselves before they open in the theater?
Yeah.
Did you guys like Morgan Wallen and saw that he barely released 3 songs in 2 years, moving to this one record he dropped?
Yeah.
That's years of promotion, and now he's got an absolute banger CD.
Yeah.
Great job, Morgan.
Yeah.
You're listening to this. But you guys get the point, is that the promotion has to match the meat and potatoes.
It has to match your audience, what your cadence is. If I've only talked about custom orders for years, do you think one pre-sale post is going to sell me out? It's not.
2 isn't going to sell you out, and 4 isn't going to sell you out. But you're like, it's reaching nobody. Nobody wants it. I'm going to go eat some worms.
Yeah, I'm giving up. And now the next time someone asks if how to make a pre-sale work, I will comment, pre-sales don't work.
There you go. And I'll make sure nobody offers pre-sales because they didn't work for me, and I don't want them to work for you. Would you like a worm?
I have plenty.
So that is kind of if you think your sales are slow, you are correct.
Yeah.
It is the first week of August, last week of July. Welcome to Hell Week.
Yeah.
But we are starting the schools. Corey took a poll. When does your school start? They're either already in.
They're
heading back.
They're coming in, but 'tis the season.
Tis the season, so we get the back to school stuff, which is a little pat on the back, the little training wheels.
It is.
September, a little slow still, but we get the rumors. We start teaching the fall favorites. People look for indoor stuff to do.
Yeah.
Then we go into October.
Yeah.
October.
So at the end of the day, you can either let the business happen to you and be just in a whirlwind, always going just a bag in the wind. Anywhere it's blowing, you're blowing too. Things aren't good.
I think you're blowing your apron towards a closet with a hanger.
Yeah, it's blowing towards the closet. It wants to be hung up. Or you can happen to your business. And happening to your business is where I see people have success. And not everything is a lose. Not everything. You can take an L, a half an L, a lowercase L, and still have a marketing win out of it. But if you are always being like, oh my goodness, commenting, this business industry doesn't work. Like, you're the only person commenting. Other people are like, yeah, sold out for August. And you're saying, no, it doesn't work. You need to quit now.
You could be like, I'm making up the name, Monica. I don't remember her name, but you could be like her. Like, it doesn't work. Also you. It doesn't work. Also you. It's a waste. Also you shouldn't try that.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that was a great example.
In that 10 minutes you took to down someone, to yuck someone's yum, you could have been yumming your own yum over there and doing whatever you got to do. I'm sure you're not in the industry anymore after those comments.
And you would love for nobody else.
Sorry to offend you with my big. Oh, I'm offline.
We're doing it offline. So your mentality really does help, specifically in these slow times. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline.
Yes,
I do agree. Just show up consistently. That didn't work. How else can I show up? I'm going to show up. So how else can I show up if that wasn't the way to show up? Yes. Do I need to show up consistently? Do I need to show up with a different angle? Mm-hmm. Do I need to show up with different marketing? Mm-hmm. I'm going to show up. So let's see how I'm going to do that. What I'm not going to do is show up and poo. Moving on to the Cookie College.
Moving on. We just wrapped up the midsummer membership sale. I say that 5 times fast. And we've got a lot of new roomies. Can't wait to dig in deep, dive into the deep end with you guys. If you said, well, shucks, I didn't even know that you had a midsummer membership sale. We won't have another sale till Black Friday.
Do you know what day that is?
No, I don't.
Would
it be November 25th?
November 28th.
28th. It's November 28th. So if you were like, wow, I really do like sale prices, you can wait till then. Or
jump in now, and then when that sale comes, you can snag it, right? So we got some good stuff coming. I just Dropified I just Dropified the Shopify course. I just dropped the Shopify website course, and I tell you what I love, what I hate.
Last week I did mess up a word. I meant to say food blogger, but I said food vlogger.
I loved it. So I Dropified the Shopify course, and it talks about, it's actually the website I have Corey's website built on. Yeah. It's not the website that I have our Cookie College built on. I like to keep my options open. I do like Shopify in terms of e-commerce, and I tell you what I love, what I don't like. We talk about signing up. We go through the dashboards. I feel like, and I was thinking about this as I was teaching the class, a lot of times people are like, I'm going to make a website. And you just get in there and you're like, I don't know where anything is. Yeah, you really got to familiarize yourself with the dashboard backend, because then when you're like, where is that? I know where that is. Yeah. I seen it over here. And then in the third module, I show you what Shopify themes are, how to load one up. Very nifty. I do like that integration. It's nothing touches that. Yeah. And then we start building one out.
Yeah. And these Cookie College courses, like the one about Shopify, this is just to decide if this is a platform you want to use. You dive into the course, you take it, and you're like, no, I did like these few features, but I think I can find it. There's a Wix course in the Cookie College, and you can be like, maybe I like this one compared to that one. And it's a great way to see which one's going to work for you, because what works for me won't always work for you.
And right now, Shopify, if you're interested, sign up for the college. And then Shopify is 3 months free plus 3 months for $1 plus 3 days free. So you got 3 months and 3 days to see if it is that.
I mean, if it could handle what is the Super Bowl area for us.
I mean, in terms of e-commerce, your website's never going down. It is a behemoth in the space. Yeah. And there's a lot of really neat stuff. Somebody, and I told her, she made my day on Sunday. She said, I signed up for the Cookie College this week, and I've only taken the Shopify course. If this is all I ever take, I will have gotten my money's worth.
That's awesome.
Nice. And then she was like, you said you were going to recommend one of your developers that you use. And I said, yeah, it's in the Word document. She's like, if I couldn't have already loved it more. I didn't even realize a Word document came with that course.
That's so nice. And that's what the Cookie College is. It's marketing courses built for bakers. So while there's other marketing courses out there, this one's just in terms of what's going to help you convert cookies into sales.
Yeah. And then the Cookie College level membership itself, it has that membership I'm talking about, that Facebook group where we're doing the challenge. We got some fun stuff. We're actually giving away a Bosch at the beginning of next week. Yeah. So only requirement to win that is to be in the group.
I made I did 3 separate batches with 2 Bosch mixers. Oh. So that's 6, and 6, whatever that's how much dough I made last week.
You are a force to be reckoned with in the dough production.
I'm ready for the season.
Are you doing that for a class on Saturday? Or are you doing it like just bulk?
I do bulk baking, and so my prep time is so much less when I have those already in the freezer ready to roll.
Corey,
I like it full.
We made a private Facebook group for our cookie class attendees. They're all local. And when they come to class, we asked them to join us in an email. But Corey's had me make a QR code, which you can do for free in Canva. Yeah. Made a QR code, and she's going to print it on Eddie on the cookie so that they can scan and eat.
and really just join fast.
Yeah.
Get there.
So if you guys want to join the Cookie College, I know we're in our slow time. You have more free time. You could take those courses. Now I'm actually working on a Notion. Notion is an app that I use for my brain dumping. I have a bad memory, so I make technology remember it for me. What's your name again? But I want to mention we have the Main Street Cookie Collab coming up. I have uploaded the wrong graphic on the website. Now I see that sitting here today. I could have sworn I did that correctly. The Main Street Cookie Collab is on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We moved that up.
On what
Californians. Day? That is a Thursday.
The what?
The 28th.
There you go.
Is that August 28th?
You read it. You didn't say it out loud.
Chat.
No, listen, I'm the one listening.
So that is a Thursday. Yeah. It's not a Friday.
Yeah.
It's at 11. It's not at 10. There's 2 things that
Heather really threw us for a loop.
I did. And I would like to apologize. I didn't read my calendar correctly. But that's a Main Street Cookie Collab. This is the collab to get, you know what? Are you tired?
Yes. I've been up since 4:40.
In the Cookie College, people are saying, like, my community groups are dead. And I told them yesterday, try this. Ask in that community group who wants to be the business you feature in your Main Street Cookie Collab.
Oh, nice. Girl, nice.
If you want to go to the website, the links are correct. The graphic's wrong. I'll fix it later. You can sign up to register for that. We already have. And you can still participate without registering. Why wouldn't you register? I help you with the copy and I send you email reminders. How many bakers do you think we have registered for the Main Street Cookie Collab?
80.
108.
108.
Yeah, so this is going to be...
This is a fantastic one for your business.
Not only are you getting content and marketing to a local company, you're going to get engagement. And, 108 bakers aren't going to show up. There's going to be a lot of deaths before that. But what's going to happen is even if 80 people engage with that, and someone posted in the group that they had participated in the last
They
class.
said, wow, it was like her engagement was up 220%. And she said, well, I know that was manufactured a little bit because of that. The posts after have done so well as well.
Right. And nobody's following you. They're just engaging. So it pushes that content out. So that is at the end of the month. And Corey and I we said, let's keep the collabs going.
Let's keep them going.
For the rest of you guys have really liked it.
You might get busy and I still think it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. And if we help them help your marketing.
Yeah.
And if we keep them around the content you're already having to create anyways.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Moving on to the STL Me About It segment. I know the last person claimed theirs and I forgot to get it. It's been a busy week for me.
Dare you?
Been a busy week.
Yes.
But I'm getting back to the grindstone. Okay. So if you send me an email, I'm getting back to you.
Getting back.
That said, we have the STL Me About It segment sponsored by Cookie Design Lab. Now, Cookie Design Lab is an online STL maker.
An STL maker. So if you want to make a cookie cutter, and a lot of shops now sell STL files, that's the file you need to make the cookie cutter. What you do is you want an easy program to kind of read it, to make them so you can do it. Especially if someone sends you an invite and they're like, someone had sent me an invite and there was a dinosaur on it. And they're like, can you make this into a cookie? I was like, oh, think a con. You would put that image in there. It would create a cookie cutter. You could print it and you'd be good to go.
Now, it's so interesting. Okay, there is a 1 week trial for $5.
Oh, wow.
So
nice.
They've just added this, I think. You get full access, unlimited downloads. They will not automatically bill you.
Oh, that's nice.
So let's say you just need, that's pretty nifty, right?
Yeah.
So if you can just do $5, get a couple, you saved a ton. And then they have an annual subscription for $100 for the year.
Oh, for the year.
Right. So you save 60% by signing up for the year. $100 is pretty cheap.
Less than $10 a month.
Less than $10 a month. I like it. Now, this is very interesting, and this is off topic, but the couple behind Cookie Design Lab just got a Freddy.
They got a Freddy, which is Eddie's brother who frosts the cookies, and she's been sharing all those videos.
Now, I think that she might have an Instagram for Cookie Design Lab, and you could go give that a follow if you want to see how Freddy works. So she's definitely digging into it. She's even asking for audio equipment to make the videos better. So that's Cookie Design Lab. If you want to sign up and don't want to pay $100, use code TWINS to save 15%, so you can get your cutters for even cheaper. Now, Corey, I need you to pick a text 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
6.
1, 2, 3, 6. You got fan mail. I like this one. Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
If you want to send me an email at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com with your name and your phone number, I'll connect you with Cookie Design Lab in an appropriate amount of time, not over a week.
Sorry.
I'll get my last girl. Hey, twins, I just want to say thank you for doing the Midsummer membership sale. I joined a couple months ago, but I immediately changed my subscription over to the new price when the sale began.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's my big thing.
Yes.
I gotta water my buddies who already watered me. So every sale that we run, the Cookie College, the current members can always snag it if it's a better deal.
We hate when someone's like new offers only.
I hate it when Target does it.
I'm an old member. Water me, man.
So we have people who'd signed up, and this is if you sign up between now and then. Anybody, you can also do what this member did. I was wondering if that makes me eligible for the Bosch giveaway.
Does, baby cake.
I watched an old live on the Bosch the other day, and when I had to make 5 batches of dough, 1 batch at a time in my KitchenAid the next day, it just made me mad.
Oh.
LOL. Also, on the topic of misspelling things, I was looking on Mixing Bowls website the other day, and I noticed a typo on your About page. It says, "Where can you find me?"
Thank you.
And I'm assuming you meant fine. Anyways, thank you for you do. My business is booming since joining the college. Maybe you are fine. Twins.
I said I'm a fine girl, and I make some fine cookies.
Did I write your About page or did you write it?
No, I wrote it.
Shoot. Memphi got you, girl.
Thank you. No, but I appreciate. Thank you for telling me that, Heather. Get on it.
I have a couple changes. I was thinking about that. Maybe that's another podcast topic. I would rather have it done pretty well than perfect, as long as it gets out the door. Yeah. And yes, in a perfect world, it would be perfect. But if it's pretty darn close.
Bless you. You definitely earned a free month of Cookie Design Lab. So congrats. But yes, you are eligible for the Bosch. If you are in...
Just have to be in the Cookie College Facebook group.
Yeah.
So if you guys join the Cookie College and you didn't join the group, request that.
Yes, please request.
Yeah. Another text, not a winner. First in our hearts, though.
Yes.
You can text in again next week for a chance to win. These reset every week. If you're taking suggestions for cookie collabs, parentheses, I really like these happening even in the busy months.
Nice.
Hey, my little 662 area
Love
code.
you, girl.
For December, what about either a real decorating a Christmas tree or just a picture of Christmas tree cookies?
I love that.
For the reels, they could have a voiceover talking all about the local places they're selling Christmas trees. See, she's tying it back into local value added. Love it. The reasons why your family uses a real or fake tree.
Or have them vote,
Or that could just be the caption.
Yeah.
I love it. We'd get local interest, see how everyone chooses to decorate the same thing in different ways, and boost engagement for the best time of the year. I say we do it. So let's do the reels.
I feel like this 662 is both a cookie decorator and sells real Christmas trees on the side.
662. Where do you live? 662 area code. What do you think it is?
Ontario.
It is upstate Mississippi.
Maybe you don't sell Christmas trees.
MISSI PPI. At least I can spell that. It is fine. That is a good one.
Love that.
So do you want to do the blindfold reels circle decorating for September?
Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
And then for December?
I love the tree.
The Christmas tree?
Yeah, I do.
Again, we'll go back to the drawing board. If you guys have any ideas, send them in. That's a good idea. We have a 514 area code. Hi, twins. I just held my first cookie decorating class thanks to the Cookie College. Huh, it's like we almost played this people.
I know, you guys are nice.
It was friends and family class. I did the trial run, and now I have a public class scheduled in 6 weeks. I love a 6-week run
love
time.
that.
I have an Eventbrite set up for the ticket sales and a Facebook event linking to the Eventbrite page. What should my next 6 weeks of marketing look like, given that the cookie decorating classes are new to my audience? Thanks for all you do. And of course, the first text, she said, of course, the first text of mine that you read on the podcast had a typo. That just about sums me up. Okay, so she did the trial run.
Yeah.
She's getting into cookie classes at one of the hardest classes to sell out for us is July.
Uh-huh.
August is a little better. September's great. So we're falling in September. This was sent on August 1st. So she's doing mid-September. I think she'll have a pretty good shot at this. Now, she's new to market. So in the cookie class kits, the one that you're teaching, I do have a 6-week marketing runtime. It's repetitive, because that's what's required to get people to understand things. So I think in your checklist, I'll just actually pull it up here, and then you can audit me, see if you agree or not.
Yeah. Since this is your first class, you're going to be pummeling them, kind of like what Heather did for the midsummer membership sale. You're going to make a lot of posts. What you're going to not post about, let's assume that you're already booked for customs for September in this class. So since you're booked for customs, we're going to hold off on sharing the customs. I have custom orders I've not shared in years. Never seen the light of day. And that's because it's whatever my focus on, I have to focus there.
I agree. Okay, I'm going to read these to you.
Okay.
Create the event listing.
Love it.
You're going to schedule your social media posts to Instagram and Facebook to go out sometime in the next week.
Okay.
So that's to Instagram and Facebook. Corey thinks that Instagram should have hashtags. I agree. It does require an extra step.
It does.
Then we're going to post to Nextdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to post to 3 different community groups.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your community groups are dead, and you're in the cookie college, you might want to gear that in there before we start pitching, right? We're going to send out 1 newsletter. If you have a VIP group, you're going to post to them and give them first access.
Yes.
You're going to say, hey guys, I don't want you to miss on that. I would love to see my favorites there.
Yeah.
Then we're going to repeat this all again.
Yeah.
So this is week 1.5. So we go to this beginning of the second half of the second week. We're going to start the 2.5 to 4. And then the 4 to 6, we're going to do this. We're going to do the exact thing I just said, and we're going to do it all 3 times.
Yeah. We're going to do it. The reason why you're new to the market. So you're going to be like, I feel like I'm annoying people. You're not.
They're not seeing it. A great example is these cookie collabs. A lot of people after the collab will be like, I did not see you guys. I didn't see this.
Yeah.
That is emailed out. It is, I post it in the event. I post it in the group. I post it to our stories. I post it to our page.
It's on the podcast.
They're still not seeing it.
Yeah.
They're not seeing anything. So the reason why we do these repetitive things, now your content's going to be a little different. If you're in the cookie college, you have a lot of different photos to use. So in the community groups, you're going to use different photos.
Plus, you probably took photos of your friends and family doing that class. That
Great.
is fantastic to use.
In the cookie college, if you're new to classes, I give you some of the photos we took at our class to give people an idea of what a class looks like, especially if this is new to market, you don't have your content yet. And then you're going to kind of use different we talked about this on last week's podcast. Corey gives you the decorating video so they can see what the cookie looks like decorated start to finish. You could use that as one of the type of content. Mm-hmm. Definitely as a reel on Instagram. On Facebook, I don't find that reels do as well. I find that stagnant images do better, and sometimes even text posts. Who's interested in signing up for a cookie class? When you're in the cookie class, you likely already determined which class you're going to teach. But if not, you can use one of those graphics I post in the Cookie College Facebook group and say, who wants to pick what?
Yeah.
So Cookie College gets access to all those classes. It's 33 of them. And I got to work on the next one this week, which is birthday. B-Day. So yeah, that would be how I do that. Now, you're going to feel like you're annoying. You're only annoying if you're sold out and they can't buy. That's what's annoying.
As soon as you sell out, you're not going to breathe one more whisper of the class.
Great. My last text. Hi, twins. Is there a strategy for choosing businesses for the Main Street Cookie Collab? Like an active social account, someone who will repost, food related, someone who needs cookies, like a realtor, my most loved neighborhood company, newest to the block.
You're very right. It depends. What is your goal?
So
Are you like, I
Corey-
would really like to market to real estate agents? You're going to do a real estate set.
And maybe or maybe not, the real estate agent will choose you. That's why I like saying, hey, any real estate agents here want to be featured?
Yeah.
I'm doing a cookie collab.
Fantastic.
There's no cost to you. Corey, what are you choosing? Now, you were thinking between 2 or 3 companies and you're picking one.
Yeah. So there was this new coffee shop that opened. They're not big on social media. The location to us doesn't even have a Facebook page.
However, people like it. So that would do well in a community.
There was something there. But then there's this, he's got such a religious following that they even put him on the local Monopoly game.
Yeah, Woodbridge-opoly.
Yeah.
Has
he's
this
on
guy
that.
on the opoly.
Yeah, Dave's Dogs. Never seen a man on social media so much in my life. So he would be a great option. He's not actually a restaurant. He is a trailer, a food truck, but he brings it, trails behind his truck. But it's always, I pass it every single weekend.
Dave's Dogs, he sells hot dogs, right? But he donates them to dogs.
A lot of the portion goes to dogs.
So he's big on social media.
Yeah.
He has got a cult following. He is local and he's food. I do like the food-based businesses. I think they're easier to, because in the cookie collab, I say like, you're going to take this and turn it into more content because you're going to say, here's what the menu says.
Yeah.
Now with a real estate agent, you're going to have fewer options for that. Here's what their driveway looks like. But you can kind of like adapt that too. But I'd say for this one, either a much loved local company, I don't care about their social media presence as much if people like to see the name.
Yeah.
Or a company that's really big into their social media and is likely to repost.
Yeah.
That'd be where I'd start. What I wouldn't do is find an obscure company that isn't on social media that nobody's heard about and then you try to market for them.
Yeah.
If it's you love this place maybe and your exuberance can help us.
If you think there's those what's D&D, one of those little places for people who are into the tabletop games. Like if you're like my audience, I love doing boys' birthdays who like those kind of character cookies. That would be a great one to do because you're reaching the audience there. If you want to do a balloon arch company because they share the same audience as you, that's kind of thinking in that realm. Event planner.
That's a great, Brighton, Massachusetts. It's a great way to think about it. And yeah, there is a strategy behind there. The Main Street Cookie Collab does a lot of footwork for you. Yeah. The caption makes it, I'll love to read why you guys pick these companies.
Absolutely.
But yeah, getting the business that's receptive, that's really open to it, that you think might place an order. Here's the thing. Some of the boring business have deeper pockets.
Yeah.
So you're not even wrong with a boring business. We live in the area of the government contracting for the federal government.
Yes.
Boring. Billions. So I'm not sure, they need a
boring, Bowie, millions.
So you can kind of say, imagine we live next to Capital One headquarters.
Yes.
They had said, hey, could we have you come in and do a cookie decorating class to our corporate headquarters? That was even a little too big for us.
She was like, can you make up 5,000? Well, I don't think I can.
So something to keep in mind. There's definitely different ways to approach that. Now, moving on. I covered our events.
You did?
I covered the STL Me About It. Thank you, Cookie Design Lab, for being a sponsor. I love that $5 trial thing for a week. It's not even it's just $5. Like you just jump in and jump out whenever. What a great idea. Our sponsors. I wanted to start with Eddie, because I was stalking their group yesterday and somebody asked about, they're doing an Eddie Con, an Eddie convention.
So if you've ever been to Cookie Con, this will be an Eddie version of it.
Yeah, an Eddie Cookie Con. It's in January. They didn't even ask us to tell you this. Maybe we're not supposed to. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's in Orlando. And it's hands-on classes.
No way.
Yeah. So it's at like a convention center there.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I think it's all within the hotel. So pretty neat.
Did they say how many people were allowed to come? I think I saw on your post.
Did they?
I don't want to unquote it.
I wonder if it'll sell out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Eddie's a direct-to-food printer. I'm sure they'll have a Freddie there if you want to see it demonstrated in real time. But you print on the cookies. That's how on Saturday Corey's putting our QR code on the cookies. I couldn't imagine piping a QR code and it actually working.
I've seen it happen before.
Hey,
Somebody
you guys, your wrist must be
I
barking.
know.
But yeah, so we're able to print an image on a cookie. Now, I've seen a lot of people do Labubu. If you go to the unofficial Eddie group, they are just posting up a storm. A lot of sellers in there selling the graphics that you can use to print. Now, I have Corey. We bought one. I bought one of the sellers from theirs Etsy listing. It was like $11. And it comes with the STL, the Eddie face, the Eddie outline.
Yes.
Or you can pipe it yourself. And then the bag, the Labubu bag, the Labubu. I'm going to say Labubus are not for me.
They're not. They're
but
scary
I love making a buck, so
yes.
Labubu it up.
Yeah, Labubs.
We have Cookie Design Lab. That code is twins to save 50%. Baking me crazy. They're back for the vending blending.
They are.
And they are a sponsor now. And use code favorite twin for 10% off. Now, that's a supply shop.
Yeah.
Really like them. Karen's great. So definitely check them out if you're looking for supplies. Royal Batch, code twins, 10%. Now, I've seen a lot of people try Royal Batch. They really liked it. If you're interested in Corey's version of how she uses it, she posted that in the baking group.
It did.
Which I got the
cover photos. A lot of you saved it. A lot of people said I never experienced color bleed when I used Corey's recipe. So
Corey's life with color bleed, and there's Corey's life without color bleed. They're two different lives.
I was letting the business happen to me, and then
that is a great example.
Yeah, I hated it. It was so frustrating.
Now, you said you're ordering from Daisy Makes. Did you make?
I did. That was the order that got canceled.
It was?
Yeah, she actually had a donut cookie, a donut mold for cake pops.
Okay.
And I said, I think I could use that and make it look like a cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie, because it was Give the Mouse a Cookie themed.
Oh.
It worked out perfect.
Why are we giving the mouse a cookie?
I have no idea. I never read the book a day in my life.
Look it up. Yeah.
But he's a very cute mouse. He's eating a cookie. He's adorable. That would have been cute.
That is adorable.
Yeah, so I was able to make the donut shape work out. And I make a video because I ordered the apple shape. I ordered a tooth for Archer's Beefes.
I'm so crazy. Corey's going to bribe somebody.
I'm going to bribe ya.
That works out really well for you. You shouted into that mic.
Going to bribe you.
Don't.
I want to say I did bake cookies. If you're thinking, does the Main Street collab work? I baked cookies for the orthodontist office. They shouted me out on their Facebook page and tagged me.
I want to let you guys know I took my cat to the vet and he was pet of the day and got posted.
He was, and Heather shared it. You shared that.
They said, do you mind if we post him? I said, I'd be offended if you didn't.
Yeah.
And then I said, and if you post it, I'm going to send it to everyone in my family.
He was a highlight for about 4 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, can we add something? He's cuter than 4 seconds. We have Daisy Makes. Eddie doesn't run any discounts, but definitely check out that event that they're coming out with. And the Freddie stuff, if you go to Cookie Design Lab's Instagram, you should be able to see it there. And then Bosch, not a sponsor, an affiliate. If you don't win the Bosch in the Cookie College, you can use code Sugar Cookies at checkout. Rest assured, I'll be using
sugar cookies.
Yes. Rest assured, I'll be using that discount code when I order the Bosch giveaway. I did that for the Vendy Blendy. In the Vendy Blendy last year, we gave away 10 Boisches.
I know, 10 Boisches.
10 a group of Bosch's is a bushel.
10 bushels.
Vendy Blendy on the brain. A lot of people keep talking about it.
Do you have a twin trust? Something twin trusting to you? A twin trust.
You sound like that makeup girl, Rare Beauty.
Who? Oh.
What's her name? Selena Gomez. Let me think about it. What did you have?
I would say the Daisy Makes things. The different trays that came with it was very cute.
I'll tell you what, Corey and I went.
I'll tell you what.
You fine little piece of cookie baker.
I am well bred for dinner.
Corey and I went to a vendor event for that girl. They found
another
on
baker,
TikTok.
yeah.
Yeah, they found her on TikTok. They just found her through a TikTok live.
Yeah.
Turns out it's 2 hours away, so it's not the closest thing. But we journeyed up to Williamsport, Maryland.
Yes.
Sweet Notes Bakery. And we went to her first vendor expo at this kind of antique, beautiful barn.
The barn was where people get married in there, and it's like a very westerny.
At the vendor event, there was a dirty soda truck. Never heard of that. But Ashley said it's big in Utah. Her business is
you'll get like a Diet Coke, and you can add weird things to it, like a cherry.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm sure it's high in sugar, but it was delectable.
At the vendor event, I found a permanent jewelry.
Corey got a permanent
I've got an anklet.
And then I purchased these tiny knitted, I think they're called Wibble Wobbles, crocheted.
Yeah.
Then I got a little squid and
Weeble
Corey bought
Wobbles.
me
This is a place that teaches you.
right, but it's that shape of a little creature. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
It's Woobles anyway.
It's Woobles.
Not a Weeble.
And then you got spray on.
Oh yeah, because the mint thing. I put on mint oil.
Okay,
and I watched a
Peppermint?
mosquito land on me and suck me blood. So while we're at this vendor event, it was called the Turtle Minded spray, and it's like supposedly a
non-alcohol based repellent.
Yeah, and
based.
she was like, lemongrass isn't lemon and grass, it's lemongrass.
Right, I have it in my, that green Dr.
Yes, Jart.
Yeah, I like his. I really do like that smell personally.
It smells lemon and grassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been spraying that on me for my walks.
What are the results?
I have just one mosquito bite, and I can't tell, did I spray it or did I know it on that split?
I think mosquito season's heading out today.
I hope so. Praying daily. So my legs have just, like, for some reason, a mosquito bite on my leg welt up.
I want to say, me and a mosquito bite is a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
The thing is with me
I don't get it.
Weeks.
It turns dark red. It looks like.
Are you itching it?
Oh, 1,000%.
Whenever dopamine, endorphin,
whatever
is released when you itch a bug bite, until there's why
when you itch it feels great. As soon as you release the itch,
worst feeling.
It's a pain.
Ever.
It's like I'm in pain.
And if that's a mosquito designed to help spread his venom, I don't know. It feels great itching a mosquito. It feels terrible stopping itching a mosquito.
It does. So yeah, that was what we bought.
I've heard this is for something that was at a camp that was biting my ankles. But if you put clear nail polish over top, it'll stop you from feeling like itching it. Also,
I almost think that could lead to skin cancer of some kind.
I don't know. It probably was not.
I also said that when your hose had a run, pantyhose had a run, and you put that on there.
You look like a wooble, but it's not. We had to wear it. We went to very strict schools. We had to wear pantyhose.
Pantyhose. There's nothing I hate more in this life than a pantyhose.
Smells worse than a pantyhose.
that has some buddy O.
Maybe I have sweaty feet.
We do.
A pantyhose and a flat was a recipe for
the smell of corn chips that came off of the.
And I don't even want to admit it, but I hated wearing pantyhose.
It was so funny on the way to church. My dad would be like, "Who has their shoes off?" The patsy.
I have sweaty feet palms. What am I supposed to do about it? So then you have to wear these pantyhose. The
absorbency 0.
Yeah.
The ability to retain smell 100%.
Yeah. And so you can't get a knee high.
What is the pantyhose for? Why is that considered modest?
So you can't see your butt pipes? I'm not sure. I don't know. So then you say, why you get a knee high? Unless you're looking like a Victoria's Secret laundry model with those hooky things.
A knee high is going to roll down.
A knee high is an ankle high with some time behind it. So then you get these runs. And pantyhose, I don't know, the price of pantyhose is ridiculous.
Pantyhose was okay, pantyhose used to be popular in the grocery store. They had like a pantyhose jar.
Box used to come
yes,
in,
and you're like at the top. Like it looked like an egg should be in there, but there was a whole pantyhose in there. 2 legs and an opening.
Maybe pantyhose give you a tan. I don't know.
But your arms aren't tan.
I don't know.
So why is a modest leg tan?
But as the pantyhose, a little thread of this fragile fabric would snap. It would create a massive gap.
A run.
And it was running. So you put your
it would run away. Yeah.
Nail polish at the top and the bottom of the run, and it would just leave you a giant hole in your leg.
And you would just be like, I hope people know the process was hard and how I got here was against my will.
Oh, pantyhose. I have pantyhose PTSD.
When was the last time you wore a pantyhose?
That last time I faced the final run. I just really, somebody would be like, you have to wear the pantyhose. And I'd be like, whatever we're doing, I quit.
The pantyhose, as you wore it, let's say you wore it through a 2-hour church service, standing up and down singing, the pantyhose elongation.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. And if you have your kids listening to this, tell the boys to not pay attention. The gap in the area up there was ever working its way down until the kids. So you had this.
The pantyhose came out 5 inches. It wanted to always be 5 inches long.
Why didn't you riding up? Why are you always riding down?
Why didn't you make? How can a pantyhose be one size fits all? That's what I want to also know.
But here's the thing: the band around the belly area was like, I'll dig into your organs.
It was going to, but it did not stop the whole thing from working out. Yeah, the groin area was long at the end of
and then you pull them up way high.
Then to go to the bathroom, You're working it down like a pair of pants. Sorry, taking my pantyhose off.
Pile of brown ankles.
Little tan around your
Nothing about a pantyhose.
I don't understand it. I would like to talk to the manufacturer and say, what marketing genius did you do?
Pantyhose business happened to them and they're quitting. They're hanging up the old pantyhose apron.
The pantyhose are being hung up in the closet, runs and all.
Run them out of business.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
Now maintain your smile so when I turn off the YouTube video.
Oh, mine's already gone, girl.
When?
Oh, long time ago.
Usually tell me.
When I put my hair up, it was over.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Look at that. Usually I wait for you to point and then I find that and cut it out of the YouTube video. Shit.
Oh, when I put my hair up and take my glasses off, you know it's over. Bye.